Hello, everyone. I'm Sugarface Cheese and Melt. Today, we're going to talk about Jason. Tomorrow is the anniversary of his death. Jason was accidentally murdered. The camp counselors were not doing their job, and watching out for all the little kiddies at the camp. Jason drowned. The counselors were too busy doing drugs, drinking, having sex. Jason's mom, Mrs. Voorhees, decided to kill them all. And she did. She killed all those counselors. Now you would think they would never reopen the camp. Well, you'll be wrong, because they decided to reopen the camp. And when they did that, Jason's mom found out and was like, nope, you're not going to reopen this damn camp where my son died. How dare you? So, Jason's mom Mrs. Voorhees pretended to be a new counselor. Started killing people again. You know, she killed one guy. She killed this guy. She killed that girl. She killed Kevin Bacon. And then at the end with the final girl always wins, because horror movies, every last horror movie ever created is a female-led movie. But we're not going to get in that type of discussion today. Today is only about Mrs. Voorhees getting her head cut off. And then the girl gets saved. She's at the hospital. She's like, there's a child in the lake. There's a child in the lake. The doctor's like, there was no child out there, little girl. She's like, what, 19? That doesn't matter. So the sequel comes around. Mrs. Voorhees is long dead, got her head cut off in the first one. Jason is looking for the girl who killed his mom, because he's a vengeful demon. That's what Jason Voorhees is. That's why he comes back every Friday the 13th, because he's a vengeful demon. That's why it's hard to kill him. He can be killed, but it's very hard to kill him because he can always come back. Because he's a vengeful demon. Anybody who tries to set up a camp at Camp Crystal Lake, he is going to come back and kill you. So maybe stop setting up a camp at that lake, because Jason doesn't like people around his resting spot. Leave him alone. Let him be. Let him live in peace and sleep for all eternity. Good Lord, so mean to Jason. So Jason tracks down the person who murdered his mother and stick a ice pick in her head. She's dead now, so the final girl from the first movie is killed off in the second movie. Then Jason kills people. He puts a potato sack over his head. He murders people. Jason. You're such an innocent person in all this. You didn't do anything wrong. Jason is innocent. He is a truly innocent, vengeful demon. If y'all just leave him alone, stop opening that camp, he'll stop coming back. So then you got the third movie, and then the fourth movie, and then a movie with one of the Hames in it. What, Corey Haim? Corey Feldman? Whoever is in that movie. He shaves his head. Then one of the movies, there's a psychic girl, right? There's a psychic. Okay, she fights Jason because she's a psychic. And the girl in that movie, there was a preppy girl in that movie who I don't think she died, because Jason just threw her behind the TV. I think that girl lived. Go watch it. The one with the psychic. I think it's the last one before Manhattan. Yeah, it's the Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. There we got. Let me put this in order. Okay, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7, part 8. No, it's the one with the psychic is New Blood, part 7. Yeah, that's the one. So there's a preppy girl in that movie who I don't think she died. Jason just threw her behind the TV. I think her character lived. But still, there's a psychic in that movie, and she beats Jason's ass. And then Manhattan happens, which is weird because they're not really in Manhattan all that much of the movie. Jason's only in Manhattan for like the last 30 minutes of the film. For the rest of the time, he's on a boat. Which, why they just call Jason on a boat? Jason didn't take Manhattan. He was kind of just walking around. And that was the last movie for a while until Jason Goes to Hell. So you got Jason Goes to Manhattan. He dies in a sewer. Then you got Jason Goes to Hell, which they show a glimpse of Jason versus Freddy in that movie. At the end, Freddy pops his hand up out of the ground, takes Jason's mask to hell. Which I'm going to get to it. Freddy vs. Jason should have been the sequel to Jason Goes to Hell. It should have been called Jason Goes to Hell and versus Freddy. That's what it should have been called. Jason Goes to Hell and versus Freddy. It should have been the sequel to Jason vs. Jason Goes to Hell. And Jason vs. Freddy should have took place in hell. Freddy is basically just torturing Jason. And you see all the iconic horror characters. They could have had everybody in. They could have had Chucky. They could have had the Leprechaun. They could have had Michael Myers. They're all in hell. And they're all fighting each other. That would have been badass. You know, have all the iconic killers. Leprechaun. Michael. Chucky. Billy Loomis. Have all of them down there. And they could have done that. It could have all took place in hell. But we're gonna get to Freddy vs. Jason in a bit. So Jason Goes to Hell. You know, he's not really in the movie. A doctor eats his heart. He becomes possessed. And he starts killing people. And then there's a restaurant scene. And then there's a scene where a little worm Jason thing goes inside of a dead woman and rebirths Jason. That was stupid. And then the movie goes off, and then you got Jason X. Jason X. He goes into space. That was the last movie for a while. It didn't do that well. Not many people liked Jason X. Was it was something. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. And then you got the final Jason movie that came out was Freddy vs. Jason. Now I know what you're gonna say. What about the remake? I'm not counting the remake of any of these movies. I'm just counting the original movies. Okay. Freddy vs. Jason. I would have liked to see more fight scenes between Freddy vs. Jason, but instead we got humans. Look, the movie, he could have went to hell and fought a whole bunch of characters. You know, Candyman. Uh, why am I blanking on so many the critters, the gremlins creatures, all them, some zombies, have them fight some zombies. Maybe Ash from the Evil Dead shows up. You know, all this stuff. Critters. He could have fought the critters. They could have had them. They should have. You know what? They should have brought every last horror movie character together. Leatherface. Leatherface. Come on now. Come on. But they didn't do any of that. All the iconic killers. Candyman, Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, Chucky. Maybe throw some vampires in there. Dust to Dawn vampires. Either way, that was the story of Jason. You didn't learn anything. Go watch a Jason movie. Friday the 13th is some of the best movies. I love all of them except for I didn't like Freddy vs. Jason. It was a wasted potential. Wasted. Also, you may notice I don't have my spider ring. It crawled off somewhere. See? Jason versus Freddy. I got this off of Amazon. If you want this, they have this on Amazon. It's $25. You can go get one. I think they have them in Blu-ray now. I think I have the Blu-ray of this. Wait, I have a standalone Freddy vs. Jason. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all. Freddy. Freddy. Where are you standalone, Freddy? I'm stuck. Oh, here it is. Oh, God. It could have been better. It could have been better. Why does this case feel broken? That's weird. The case feels broken, but it's not broken. Either way, let me know in the comments who is your favorite iconic horror movie killer. Mine is Jason, and that's pretty much it. Also, a new one, Mabel the Skull Beater, or Mabel the Skull Eater. She's awesome. I love Mabel. Mabel. If you haven't seen the VHS movie, VHS 99, there's a character in it called Mabel. Oh, she was so awesome. She needs her own movie. Please, the people who made VHS, give Mabel her own movie where someone accidentally summons her and she comes to Earth. They can make it into a comedy when she doesn't know the rules of Earth and she's just she's doing things what she did in hell. There could be a scene where the person who summoned her to Earth can be like, so what did you normally drink in hell? She's like, we drunk the blood of the innocent. And okay. So make a Mabel movie. Go watch VHS and watch a Mabel movie. Mabel is awesome. Yeah, it's called VHS 99. Mabel, I love that. Also, I told the girl who played Mabel that she was awesome and she liked the tweet. We need a standalone Mabel movie because I had to change my list of my top 5 favorite horror characters. Now it's Jason, Freddy, Candyman, Mabel, and Michael Myers. Those are my top 5 favorite. Who's your favorite horror character? Let me know in the comments. Also, my ring crawled off. I don't know where it's at. Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know where my ring is. I don't know where my ring is. The One Ring, the Route de Move. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, this is Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th. Happy anniversary, Jason. I hope you slaughtered all the deviants of Camp Crystal Lake. You know, the whores, the drug addicts, the partiers, the smut watchers, the alcoholics. This video is going on too long. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.